Have you ever wanted to be one of the leaders in the classroom, but weren't entirely sure how to get there or how to start? Well, you're in luck. From a professional's teacher's pet and university graduate, here's the ways that you can get started on becoming a leader in your classroom today. And keeping everything simple, let's get started. So whatever your definition of leadership in the classroom is, it's fairly safe to assume that it tends to start fairly early, or whoever we tend to distinguish as a classroom leader gets signaled out pretty early on. So one of the first things that you can do is raise your hand, ask questions. Seems pretty simple, right? But like I said, because we tend to peg the class leaders fairly early, it's in your best interest to do it as soon as possible. So start asking questions at the beginning of the school year, beginning of the semester, whatever it is, and do so continually throughout the year. But I admit, it can be unnerving, and for those of us who maybe have social anxiety or don't like drawing a lot of attention to ourselves, it can be pretty unnerving too. But start simple, start small. Ask maybe one question a day, and maybe on days where there's not much to ask questions about, maybe it's a game day, when you can, ask at least one question. It's gonna do you so much good, and at the same time, it's gonna lead others to look to you as someone who is engaged and is taking the initiative to ask the questions and start conversations. And also, I can guarantee you, if you have that question, someone else has that question too. So don't stress about it too much. Next tip, while it can be kind of uncomfortable asking questions, the next section is leveling up. So volunteer to be a project leader or a group organizer. The reason this is important is because you have the advantage of being in university, being in academia, whatever it is, and it's pretty low stakes. While you may feel uncomfortable in the situation, or you may not be too sure how to lead, you may feel like you have imposter syndrome, but all in all, you're there to learn, and everyone else is there to learn too. And so take advantage of the lower stakes environment and put yourself out there. Try something new and give it your best shot and volunteer. But it's good to note, leadership opportunities will come and go. It does not need to be every single time you try to step up and you try to lead. It's very situational, and there may be a time where you feel more confident, or you may feel like a certain project may be more fun to lead. So look to the situation where you feel best suited to do so. And pro tip, look ahead. Look in the syllabus, see what assignments, what projects, what group things are coming up that you feel would be best suited for you. It's gonna save you a lot of headaches and a lot of time. Another good way that you can improve your leadership in the classroom is become a resource for those around you. And now what I mean by this is, you're the problem solver. You're maybe someone that there's a go-to for certain subjects or certain questions that people have, where you may know as much as the teacher, but the others are confident in your knowledge and can come to you for answers. This can be beneficial when you are potentially struggling to actively put yourself out there, and this puts the initiative on the others to come to you, which can help ease your anxiety a little bit. But it's important to also stress that generally everyone's pretty friendly, but we're all nervous. Trust me, especially when it's the start of the school year, most people are pretty nervous. But if you're seen as a resource, it improves your ability to communicate, it improves your confidence, it improves your ability to be creative, and builds your connections and influences within the classroom. So here's my question to you, and be sure you comment down below. What's stopping you now from speaking up in class? And also, if you're finding this video enjoyable and useful, be sure to drop a like. The next important tip is be a strong follower. It may sound a little counterintuitive, but hear me out here, okay? Maybe the classroom has assigned leaderships for projects, or maybe there's a leadership rotation going on. That's a possibility. But one of the biggest things, in my opinion, that goes with leadership is the best leaders are also the best followers. They know how to support those in charge, and they do their best to bring out the best in everyone around them. And that's why it's so important to be a good follower, because you can bring out your best while acting in a supporting role and potentially bringing out the best in your team members as well. And my bonus tip is really just a reminder that initiative is your best friend. Skills like problem solving, communication, creativity, all this stuff is super important in leadership. So I recommend taking, again, the low stakes environment of the classroom and using that time, using that resource to improve and work on your skills. If you're involved in clubs as well, take time to do so there too. Also, if you aren't involved at university and you can do so, I highly recommend getting involved. It's a great time, and also it's going to be a great memory and experience for you as well. But because the classroom is a fantastic place to improve your weaknesses and hone your strengths, you can use it to your advantage and figure out how you are best suited to lead. But for you personally, look for the opportunities, see what's available, see what's happening in class, and see how you can use it to grow and develop as a leader. And while it may sound daunting, don't let it overwhelm you. Start small, start simple. One question, one a day. That's all you need to start. Remember, we're all leaders. Sometimes it just takes the right situation. I actually have another video where I talk about improving your leadership and the skills that you need, so feel free to check that one out too so you can prepare for when your time comes. Now, I hope this video was super helpful. If you found it enjoyable and useful, be sure to hit that like button so that way YouTube can recommend it to others like you. Be sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. It means so much to me. Follow me on Instagram at KES Studios. I post a lot of leadership and development content there as well. And in keeping everything simple, I will see you guys in another video.